How can I get my kids to work independently so I can work with a small group? This is a question we got from one of our members, and it's a really good one. Now, the first thing I want to say is that this is not going to happen with a snap of a finger. This is going to be something that's going to take a little bit of work, maybe even a lot of work on your part, but it absolutely is possible, and it's absolutely worth it to be able to pool students, work with small groups, and have the rest of your class work independent. So the first thing you must do is you must get really clear on your expectations. What do you expect the students working independently to do while you are working with a small group? Think what level of talking is and isn't allowed. Define it. Be very, very specific. Think about what should students do if they have a question while you're working with a small group. So just think through, how do I want it to work? Get clear in your mind, and then teach that explicitly to your students. Once you've thought through your expectations, you also need to think through what you're going to do when students don't meet those expectations. What happens when voice levels are higher than you said, or they're not working independently, or they don't follow the right procedure? So just think through. You might just simply start by correcting and having them redo, but does something happen if they keep doing it over and over? I'd like to use a warning system. What method will work for you? So in other words, you need to be ready, know what you're going to do when students don't follow the expectations. Once you're ready with your expectations and your plan for what to do when they don't follow them, now you need to practice. So one of the biggest mistakes teachers make in this area is they think, okay, let's just dive into this. I'm going to have them work independently and I'm going to pull a small group. Do not recommend that. The first few times you do this, don't pull anybody. You just have the students work independently. Maybe you're going to walk around, maybe you'll sit back at your desk for a little bit to kind of simulate you working with the student. But the key is you need to be vigilant. You need to be enforcing the expectation, be working with them. They need to be to the point where they're doing this well before you start pulling people. And then I'd start pulling people gradually. I'd start with just working with people for a couple minutes at a time and grow the time as you see, okay, they're learning and they're actually able to do this. So yes, this is some work, but I truly believe it's absolutely possible. The key is believing it's possible, clarifying the expectation, having clear boundaries, and then practicing with them, with you reinforcing it before you start pulling people out. I encourage you to try it. Let us know how it goes. And also, please share any tips you have in this regard. For more classroom management help, you can get our free training, How to Reduce Disruptions You Can Actually Teach. We also have a full course, Classroom Management 101. You can find out more details about those in the caption.